Do you think a local church can be fruitful if there is no clear soteriological view of salvation? For example, my church is Arminian and Calvinistic. I get you. There is clear divide, and we have had 3 pastors in 4 years. Yeah, I think that's a bad idea. I think there are some things. So in one regard, I want to be very ecumenical. I get in trouble for this. Some of you guys, you know this. You follow me. Like, I want to be as ecumenical as I possibly can be. But then there are some things that we don't need to be ecumenical at all about. So, for instance, and I know plenty of people will disagree with me, but I would hold to this. Brian Sauvé and Eric Kahn, Dan Burkholder, the guys with King's Hall, they would hold to this. Doug Wilson would hold to this. A lot of guys would hold to this. Dale Partridge would hold to this with Real Christianity. We believe that in this present hour, that one of the needs of this hour is baptismal Catholicity. And even at the local church level, meaning we believe that although it may not be ideal, we think it should be permissible, and it may be necessary in many cases where one local church affirms and accommodates both the Credo and Paedo Baptist position in the same local church. And I know there are a lot of Credo Baptists and a lot of Paedo Baptists who would say, that's madness, that's insanity, that just breeds confusion, that's not helpful. And I would disagree. I could be wrong, but I would disagree. And I would say baptismal Catholicity, lowercase c, just mean universal, ecumenical, is important. The question that you're asking, Bruce Wayne, is salvation Catholicity, soteriological Catholicity. And on that one, I would say big fat no. No, I do not think it is a benefit to tell people in one breath that they need to choose God and that Jesus died for everyone, and in the next breath to say that that God is the author and finisher of our salvation, and that God chooses people unconditionally. No, I think those two things they contradict. Paedo and Credo baptism have contradictions, of course, but I think Arminianism and Calvinism at the level of salvation have such stark and direct contradictions that it cannot, those two things cannot both survive under the same roof. That is going to breed a level and a certain type of confusion in a certain arena, namely salvation, which is central, that is going to do more harm than good. And it's not a surprise. I'm glad you included that, because obviously you're connecting these dots and recognize it, but it's not a surprise that your church has had so much overturn with its leadership in such a short amount of time. They need to figure out what they believe about salvation. They need to make up their minds. And hopefully they'll choose to be Calvinists, because that's what the Bible teaches.
Wait. Hold it. Big announcement, a scary announcement, a threat, but also a promise. The price of our conference, the Postmillennial and Theonomy conference, it's going up. It's going up right after Reformation Day. We are going to hold the price at $100, which is super cheap for a 3-day conference with Dr. James White, Dr. Joseph Boot, Dr. Gary DeMar, and the guy who's not a doctor, so we'll say Pastor Joel Webbon. We've got a great conference, May 5th, 6th, and 7th in Georgetown, Texas, just north of Austin, for $100. Super cheap, but we can't hold that price forever. So if you want to get into that price, you got to get in now, right after Reformation Day, not Halloween. Reformation Day, October 31st. That's the last day that you can get in this conference, register at the price of $100. After that, starting November 1st, it's going to be $130. So go to rightresponseconference.com, rightresponseconference.com, and register today. Thanks.